This is a disparities game, and what you see here is the map of the northern half of DC. The full map actually extends down off the screen, and it's divided by this red line into East DC and West DC. And on the map you'll see different kinds of resources, and you'll see that there are yellow grocery stores and little bikes that represent fitness centers. There are parks, and there are little white doctors who represent doctors' offices. And these reflect the actual distribution of these resources based upon the census of businesses. And you see there's a lot more of that stuff over on the west side of DC than on the east side of DC. You'll also see moving around the agents. These represent the different people in DC. There are two races, a pink race and a brown race. But then you also see lots and lots of green. And the green represent people that have health risk factors. And I don't know if you can see it, but there are ones that are a little bit wider that represent people who are obese. There are ones that are horizontal or lying down. They represent people with a sedentary lifestyle. And there are ones that have a little bit of trail of smoke coming out, and that represents smokers. And basically in this model, people who are healthy, both races, can develop risk factors, turn green. They can also lose their risk factors, although the probability is smaller, and then they can ultimately die. And by interacting with the environment, the grocery store, the fitness centers, the parks, and the doctor's offices, their probabilities of developing risk factors can be diminished, consistent with what we see in the literature. In this particular game, there's a bunch of different things that you can do to both increase the health and reduce the disparities that exist in my virtual world, and you get points for that. So you get points for keeping people healthy, you get points for making sure disparities are small. Some of the things you can do are move or add in new resources. You can also implement policies that relate to the population, like discounting healthy foods, which increases the contribution of grocery stores to keeping people fit. You can implement different kinds of healthcare policies, like improving access to care to the different providers, which then increases the benefit that they offer to people that interact with them. At the end of the game, you get a score based upon, again, keeping people healthy and reducing disparities. It stores the high scores, it also stores the low scores, and people can compete to see who can do the best job of making DC as high quality in terms of health and low disparities as possible.